All right, guys. So welcome to the last class before I finally turn over to the next presenter. So this class, we are far behind time, to be honest. And this class is all about finishing up the homepage. So I know that you are following along. If you didn't attend any of the sessions, I know you are watching the videos. Okay, that would be the best thing to do because the network and all of that. So last night, I call him Prince and I, we left off where we were putting in the icon for the feature session here, where you can see um, the calendar here. So we're putting the icons in here. So I don't want us to focus on this now because last night we found it difficult to load Font Awesome. So we don't want to take much of our time. All we need to do now is to just create the styling for the rest of the page, the rest of the sessions, and then we can come back and do the manual fixes that we have for each of the sessions. So if you have any questions so far, please unmute yourself, ask your question, and then we proceed. Because today I really want us to finish the homepage. So if you have any question, 2 minutes will be okay for us to entertain it. No question, right? All right, guys. So we head over to where are we now? So if you look here in the browser, we have designed the feature session. Now we're heading over to the top events. So we go back into the code, and then here on the top events, we expand top events, and here inside of top events, we have what? We have the class that contains how many divs here, how many columns here? One, two, three, yeah, three columns. Let's say. Because if you look here in the browser, we have what? We got three grid area with a book.
Yeah.
One,
Okay.
two, three. Right. So we go back to the code, and then we come here. The class for this session will be uh, we have a class here, and the class for this session, as we have it here, will be row. Don't forget. So in order to use bootstrap column, we always have to put our columns in a row. So the containing div will be the row, so we'll put a row there. And then inside each of these column that is in the row, we hold down control and then we select these columns. Oh guys, one minute, 1 minute. All right, now this is the containing div. Put a row, and inside each of the row, we got our column. So here we have the column, here we have the other column, and then we have the last column right here. So all we need to do is say, since we want to make three columns, all right? So the rule is to divide the number of columns that you have in a row by the total number of bootstrap columns. And there are 12 bootstrap columns. So the only thing we need to do, since we have the total number of three columns in a row, so we say 3 divide 12, which is 4. That means we are going to get each of these column, the row of colon dash 4. I hope you understand that metrics. So um, it will help you a lot in, you know, structuring your columns and divs. So when I refresh this, now you notice that we have the in a column, right? As you can see here in the code. So we have this, and the next thing we want to do is to grab the feature, the top events, ID, grab it, copy this, and then go to the style sheet, and then start styling, for that identical field, that session. Is it in order to initiate, or let's say ID selector? What do? We use the pound sign followed by the name of the ID selector, which is what we have here as the top event. So we construct our curly braces. Inside of the curly braces, we say, well, we have a padding, and we have this padding as a standard padding for all of our sessions. So if you know it, look here in the feature session, you see here we have a padding of 3% top and bottom and 5% left and right. So we go apply that same styling, say 3% top and bottom, 5% left and right. And then if we look in the design, I think we have a background color for that session, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let me run this page and let's see. Right. So what do we have for this? Oh no, we don't have a background color. We just have the PO white, something like this. So what we're gonna do is to go back to the code, and then we
Está
say,
dentro.
yeah,
Lo siento, rata Vintex.
very good. So what? Text align. You already following me, man. So it'll be very simple. So text align, we set it to center, and then we say save. Run this. Now we have all the text inside of this session in the center, just like this. See, that's how we want it to be. So if you look in our design, it looks something similar like this. All right. So the next thing we want to do here is we have the next year right after this session here. We have a span. This is a span. And remember, in subsequent sessions, we said that a span is used to group both an inline and a block element. A paragraph P paragraph is a block element. And if you look in the code, let me show you what I'm talking about here. If you look in the HTML code here, this is the span we are talking about. Here is the span. The span contains an R tag, which will be holding the icon. It will contain the icon that we want to put there. And if you look here in the design, we have the easy icon where the red stuff like this. We have the icon here. This icon is an inline. You understand me? It's an inline tag. Icon, the R tag is an inline tag.
Yes.
And the P, the paragraph tag is a block. So the span help us to group. It help us to group both an inline and a block element. I hope that makes sense. And we also have a link. So to do that, we use the span. So now in the span, let's go. Let me see now if we head over put to Font Awesome. Let me go here. You know this stuff way up here, so I gotta turn my oh Jesus. Anytime I hover over, yeah man. Oh, come here. Okay, I grab it. I bring it here. I bring in new tab. Oh. We're gonna progress. Let me close the entire window and go back here. Create a new. Oh, the thing can be wasting people time. Man. Jesus Christ. Give me chance now. Okay, then grab it and bring it right here. Okay, make it the first. So inside of here, I put Font Awesome. Let's go back to Font Awesome and then let's see if it load. Because Lana was really giving me a prince hard time to load Font Awesome. Okay, so now we are at Font Awesome here, and then let's come here where we have search icon. Except in is that what? Is that exclamation mark? How you got that mark there? The mark with the something pointing. Let me try EXCLAMATI exclamation mark. I hope I caution. That mark is for oh no. This is not what we want. The mark it look the command the exclamation mark is pointed upward. Look in the design. Is here it pointed upward like this, like eh? So maybe to create that kind of design we can oh no it will not work. I don't know if it will work, but I don't think it will work. To use okay, let me see. Maybe we can find it here. Say we call it one. Uh, that sign for is often used for allied, ALERT, allied, allied. Okay, let's see if we have a symbol for allied. Uh, allied. Jesus. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is it. This is the symbol for allied. So instead of the that kind of pointer upwards, so we can use the one because the one similar, closer to it. Don't need to waste time. We click on this and we grab the link here. This is the Font Awesome. They use the R element. Yeah. And we go here into our code. This is where we're supposed to place it right in here. So we paste this and then we can save this for now, refresh the browser and see what we have so far. So now we should have, this is the R element. Uh, this is the R element, but okay, all right, okay, okay. Let's try something. Let me see inside of the R element. If I write a text like this and save, let's see what we get in there. Very good. Now it is possible. So inside of this R element, where we have the paragraph, the text for the paragraph, we can just make it simple and just put this entire text there. Okay, so we grab this sorry, see, grab the entire sorry here, blah blah blah, all the way to the end of this where the P ends right here. Cut the entire thing. Now remove the paragraph text and now enter inside of the R element and oh my god, and then we paste, create this. Oh my god, we we paste this here and save it. So now we come here, we should see everything in one line, just like this. Sorry, to book event, blah, blah, blah. So we have it just like this. Then we have our stuff like this. All right, so we have achieved that. And one thing we want to do here, let's create a styling for it. Everything, if you look here in the design, you see this kind of the, the background. Yeah, the kind is in a div.
That's for
Yeah, background, not the text color, but the background is gray background. As you can see, you see the gray background color of gray,
yeah.
and the background color has rounded edges. So we go back into our design and into our code, and then inside of here we put in what you say div. We contain that in a div, and we contain the span in a div. All right, and we call the class alert div. So the div is the alert div, and all we need to do is to select the entire line, cut it and bring it inside of the div we constructed. So paste this, and there we go. Now we save it. Now we grab this alert div. Let's create a space here. Grab this alert div, copy it, and then move over to the style sheet. And this alert div is where is for on the is on the what top events, right? So right under the top
Yeah.
event section here. So we say dot, we paste alert div and then construct our curly braces. Inside of the curly braces, we give you a background color of that should be a light gray. All right. And we gave it, what else we gave it? Should we give it padding? Yeah, we should give it padding. Yeah. So give it padding, top, bottom, left, right padding of, let's use 1%. It takes up 1% of the container. And border radius, don't forget the rounded edges. We give it what? We
Whatever,
give it,
yes.
yeah, border radius. We give it 10 pixels. And then let's save and see what we have. Very good. We have it like this, but you see, it run across the entire stuff. So what else we need to do? We need to create a margin. Don't forget. Or uh, okay. I don't know what you think, but that would be okay. I think this is right. This is okay. Or go back, create a margin. Let's just create a margin from the top. Let's create top bottom margin. We say no, so give it 0 pixel. For the left and right margin, we say 10 pixels. 10 pixels small. 20 pixels. 20 pixels will be just fine. And there we go. Save it, refresh the browser and see. Now we have it, but then it's very small. So we go back there and we say 40 pixels, 2 times that size. And there we go. Save this. Right? Yeah, much better now. And then we go inside of that div, and then we try to target the elements inside of this div. So we go inside of the div. Um, the div, the container is what? This a light div, and the elements are what? Only P, the paragraph, right? With the span, rather. One thing we can do here is we
Yes.
have, yeah, we have the container here, which is the allied div, and then it has a span, all right? And the span, don't really think we need a span now, because the span was to help us. Let's see if we get rid of the span, what happens? No, we can't get rid of the span for some reason. No, for a good reason, we can get rid of the span. And we had, let's get rid of the span because we can apply all the styling right to the container instead of the span. Let's see if that works. So we get rid of the span here, and now we have the R tag. So this is what we want to do. Inside of the R tag, so we can use what we call the parent and child relationship. We also introduced that in subsequent session, like last night and the session before last night. So we have parent and child relationship. So hello. Oh, I thought. So inside of this, we go back to our styling, and now we target the parent. We use the parent and child relationship, right? So we say what the class that contains that the container that the class that contains that is what this allied div, and then we use the greater than sign that is enter into that div. We have the R tag. So what we want to do to the R tag, we want to start this R tag and say inside the R tag we want to give a color that affects the color red. So we have a red color there. So the text, the everything now becomes red. If yes, as you can see here, we have this red. Red. Only the link here don't have that kind of red. But then remember, all the links on our website supposed to have certain color. For example, if you look here in the design, if you hover over our link here, we have first of all it has a purple color, and this is also a link. It has a purple color, and then the hover color is pink. So how do we do this? Since we are styling for all of the links, we are targeting all the links. What do we do? We apply the styling to our global styling, right? So we go back to the top, and then in when we have the global styling here, we enter, and now we use A. A will be referring to all the links on our website. So we say color for first of all text decoration. All our underline we have, we set the text decoration to none. That is, it will remove the underline, get rid of the underline, and then the next thing is the color. We grab the color there, and the color will be that purple color, right? We go to the design here, and we go straight to the color palette. Yep, we're going to focus. This is the purple color we'll be touching, and then we target this color, copy it here, and then right click on the color code, copy it, go back to the code, and then we paste this. All right, and then we head where? What else? Yes, so far, test decoration. The next thing is the hover effect. We say what? A, use the column to enter the pseudo class, and then we use hover. So to activate the overstate, you have to make sure you use the pseudo class, which is the element followed by a column, and then you get hover. So the hover color will be what? What's the hover color? That pink color, right? So where else did we use the pink? Let's go back to the design here and go to the color palette. This is the pink we are talking about. Grab the pink, right click on the color code, copy it, go back to our editor and paste it, and then there we go. So we save this, and now we refresh. We now have this purple, as you can see here. We have the purple, but then if you look at our color here, this if you look at it, it doesn't look similar like our text. So we can give this. Remember, we have two colors, two fonts, right? We have poppins, we have value. So for this, we can give it poppins because the text here, it don't look like poppins. Yeah, because if you really zoom, I wish I could zoom, you will see that it has that kind of like open sans, no, not open sans, but serif, yeah, because you see the edges, it get that curve. So let's go back to the code, and then inside of the, let's give first of all give all of our let's give all our angle tag the font family of what we give the font family. we give the font family of Poppins, right? So remember we use Poppins, we go to Google Fonts. I think we use that. We use in Google Font. If we are not in the previous class, we use this. So let me see if we can get it from Google Font quickly. No, let me say Google Fonts. Okay. If we can load this, let's get it quickly. Get it quickly. Now we click on Google Fonts, and then we have the. Let's go to our collection here. Oh, Google clear everything. So Google clear everything. All the styling we did. So no problem. We already have it. We already have in our code. So let's go back to the code. Hello, you guys are getting me? Let's go to the code. We say we use what? We use Poppins, Poppins, Poppins. And Poppin is a family of sans serif. Yeah, sans serif. So we say sans serif. And then we save this. And yeah, for our links. And then we go way down back to our tag. We use a font family of just going to copy this. Guys, the same thing we're going to use here. Go to the angle tag, copy the font family. When you copy this, you go back down all the way, and then we just paste what we have here, save it. Now let's notice, let's go back to our website. Now we have Poppy. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. So it's like we can use Poppins. We could use Poppins, yeah, but we can use it because it also affected. Remember, we use the we are not into the paragraph. So except we get this back into the paragraph and then we use it. So it affected the icon because the icon has its own unique styling at Font Awesome. So we go back here and then we should remove this. Yeah, let's remove it and let's keep it as it is. So yeah, there we go. And then yeah, we can live with this for now, at least. Maybe, you know, and maybe we can reduce the for the link here. The link is yeah, not bad, not bad. Let's keep it as it is now. So you see all our link have the effect. Okay, guys, so this is it. Now we have something called the display of visibility. We are saying that if you look here in the code, the functionality here is if the user click on a button here on this book, and if the user doesn't have an account, we should have this stuff pop up, right? We should have it pop up. So it means that on load, when you load this page, this something should not be displaying until the user click the book button, and the code will check if the user have an account. If the user have an account, automatically it will, ask the user to sign in and then book this event. But in the event where the user doesn't have an account, it will put this up. It will, this link, display this link. So we want to also reflect that in our code. So it means that on visibility set this. In the meantime, we can't apply this at the level of the of the R tag. We apply it at the level of the div. So the entire div, set the visibility of the div, say VISR, BRDY, set it to our heading. Very good. So we had this, all right? So we had this. So if we look here, now it is heading. It there, but it is heading. But that space is already there until when the user click on book, click the book. If the user doesn't have an account, then it will pop up. All right. So now we go head here to our stuff, our session here. And inside each of these sessions, let me show you something. Inside, I go to the HTML code. Inside of each of our session here, we have a div. You see here? Where is it? Okay, we have this class. We have a container, like all on it in a box. So you see here, let me go to the design. We have the box, but you will not really take notice of it because it is similar to the background color. But if you look at it keenly, it is a little bit gray. Just, if you have a very sharp eye, you should see the gray. All right. We didn't really put it, to that gray perfectly. But I don't know if you're seeing it. All right. We have a gray,
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
gray,
That
yeah,
tunnel.
yeah, a gray background here around the image stuff here. So this is the div that controls that. So we want to enter this div. all the div, there are three of them, enter them, and enter the last one here. Inside of this div, we gave a class, we gave a class that would be what? How do you call this? This is this session is the what? Is the event, right? So we say what?
The event.
We call it event what? Someone wants to help? Event div, event product, event content, or what? Event div, event div. Okay. So we just call it event div. Copy this class, copy it, and we enter our style sheet. Inside of the style sheet here, we come down here, and then we put the style sheet there, and then we put the name of the class, and then construct our curly braces. Inside of this curly braces, we say we create a padding. Hmm? We create a padding of, let's create a padding of uh 3%. Yeah, 3%. So the 3% goes top, bottom, left, right, and we give it a background color so that we can show that distinction between it and a session. So we say the background color will be light gray. So far, we have a light gray. Save this, and we'll go back here. We'll refresh. Now we have a div. You see here? This is the div, the three divs that control this. So we need more padding. We need more padding. Hello guys.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you getting me?
I'm following. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now we have it like this, and then inside of here, we have, let's create more padding. Let's create more. Now we create. We don't need the padding top and bottom is fine, but the left and right padding we still need. Do we still need space? No, for now I don't think we need space. That'll be okay. So all we need to do is we create a border radius for that div. The border radius is 20 pixel, and what else? Yeah. So that's it. Okay, now we have this, border radius like this. And next thing we need to do, if you look inside of our divs, inside of those grid, we have our images, right? So we'll just head back.
Images, yeah.
Yeah, and look at the images. I think the images also have their own rounder edges. So I hope we apply that. So we go back here. In there, so these are the images here, blah blah blah. So let's go to the library, and let me search. We have that here where we have desktop. We go to desktop, we got inventor.co, we have images, and these are all the images that this is one, and we can use, maybe one, two, three. But then the next thing we need to do is to make sure all the images have the same dimension. All right, because if the images don't have the same dimension, it will cause problem because if one is bigger than the other. So we will make sure all our images have the same dimension. So we will follow a very manual compression, I mean, a compression routine. For me, this is what I use. I don't use any software to compress my images. I follow this. I don't know if you know it, but this will be a little hack for you. So let's go to one of our images here. Maybe this one. This one has a 1920 by 1280 pixel. You see that? This is the
Yeah, yeah.
dimension. So we can use this dimension or reduce it further. Maybe we can reduce it. Let's go here. Let's compress it. So where you click in front of the open the carrot here, click it, drop down menu, and then we have on the drop down list, we take paint. Click on paint, and then for the paint, what happens? We choose. Oh, how do I click on paint? I go back. I come here and click paint. Now it opens in. Why you keep coming here? Okay, now let's choose this and use this one. Let to open. Let's just open it for now. And hello guys, you getting me? So now open the image in paint.
Yeah, yeah.
And then here we go to where you have image here, click on resize the image. And then here we have our percentage and we have pixel. Click on pixel. And then where you have maintain aspect ratio, we say no, we don't want to maintain aspect ratio. We want to give, or we can maintain aspect ratio. When you maintain aspect ratio, this is what happens. As you reduce the size of the horizontal, that is the width, also the vertical will reduce. So if I, for example, if I say I want on 9 or 800 width, it also reduces the what, the height by 500 and what, it reduces to 533. But if I uncheck maintain aspect ratio, what happens if I reduce the height to 900? The if I reduce the width, if I increase the width to 900, the height remains the same. So we can use the vertical, the horizontal and vertical stuff. So we can just use this the 800 by 533 as the as the ratio. That will be okay. Save it, and then we say we now give all our images their dimension. So notice that we have changed the dimension to what, 800 by what, 533. It also affect the size. It reduces to 82.2 kilobyte. So similarly, we come here. This one is 427 kilobytes. So if we come here and reduce it, go to Paint, open it in Paint, and then go to Image, go to Crop, Resize, go to Pixel, and we reduce it to what, 800, right? We say 800,
Yeah.
and then make sure it is 500 and what, 33. 533. That's the height, and then save this, close. Now, if you look here, if you hover over there, you have what? You see a reduce. It was 400, reduced to 179 kilobyte. So then we have the last one here. This one is all the way in 227. So we go here. So it has a lot of dimension there. So we go reduce the size. So it is always good to compress your images before you upload them because it help your website to load fast. Yeah, please always when you uploading website images to your website, make sure you compress them. Don't keep them in that kind of make it heavy. So for example, the size of the image is 2 megabyte. You know what it means? So we reduce this to what, 800 by 533. Save this, and then we save this. All right, and then now if we hover, we have what, 800 by 533, and then if we reduce the size all the way from 2 megabyte to what, 800 and what, and 84.6 kilobytes. So all we need to do is rename this to just rename it to computer. And the reference is gonna simple name computer, just like this. So
Yeah.
we have computer.jpg, we have wedding.jpg, we have wedding
One, two.
2.jpg. All right, so we go back to our code. Inside of our code, what we need to do here, this is what we have the images. Click here, and then where else we have here? Click here. So we say what? We say images in the directory is images. So we enter the image folder, and then we start one by one. Okay, first of all, let's say computer. Let's just get all of them the same name. Then we'll go back and change all of them. Computer.jpg. So referring to our first image with the computer, and then we have the next one is wedding.eedding, wedding.jpg, and then we have the wedding to.eedding 2.jpg. What two? Wedding.
Two not there.
Yeah, this is it. So we save this, refresh the browser, and see what we have. We got big images. What? Very, very big.
Pretty good.
Even though we have reduced the size and it is in kilobyte, but then the image is still big. So what do we need to do, guys? To do this, to target the
Gotta
images,
resize it.
how do we resize it? So we resize it like this. We say we
Go
go
back
to all the images, make sure you select
then.
all the images. Inside of the images, create our new attribute. Uh, create a new attribute here. So go here. Inside this, we say what? We create a class because we want to get all in the same class. We say all these images have the same class of what? This session is what? Event. So we say event dash img. So it's the event image. All right. We save this and we go here to alternate. Don't forget your alternate always describe the kind of image you have. So we say the alternate here would be what? We say image of event. No, event cover. We just say event event cover image, image, something like this. Then we grab the class here that say event image, copy this guys. We head over to our we head over um to our style sheet, and then we paste what the class, call that class. and then the name will say what? The width. Set the width to 100%. Now, if we do this, what it does, it gives it 100% of its container. It takes 100%. That's what it does. So we say
Okay.
100%, and then the height. Now let's forget the height. Let the height be like that. We give a border radius. Don't forget we have around the edges there. We say of 20 pixels, just like that. Save this, and now we go. We head over to the browser. Refresh this. Now what happened? You see, it takes 100% of its container. You see it, which is nice, which is cool. But then the border radius is too much. Is too much. So we reduce it from 20 to 10 at least, make it look better. And then we refresh this, and now we have it look better like this. And there we go. There we go. And the next thing we need to do is now we have the opening and closing, event here. We have opening and a closing event. We have to make sure they are on, they're open July 5, blah blah blah, close. We got to make sure they are on two, different lines. Right, and then we come here. This is where we have them. They are all inside EM. So all we need to do is to select the first info or the first where we have the opening here. We just use
Full
a
break.
simple line break. Thank you. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Not break.
Oh yes.